So, you're a parent and your child is about to have their very first online learning session. It's totally normal to feel a little bit of uncertainty. Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. We're going to break down what happens, why it's designed the way it is, and, most importantly, how it helps build confidence from the very first click. Okay, let's jump right in.
All right, this is the big one, isn't it? This is the question that's probably bouncing around in your head. It's not really about the subject matter or the software. It's about the human experience. What is this new world actually going to feel like for my kid?
And let's be honest, that big question usually breaks down into these very specific, very real worries. I mean, look at this list. Does any of it sound familiar? The fear that your child might feel overwhelmed, or worse, put on the spot in front of a bunch of strangers. These are completely normal things to worry about, and they get right to the heart of the matter.
And that's really the key takeaway right here. The number one goal of that first session, it isn't about them mastering some new topic. Nope. It's all about making them feel comfortable and safe. Because once a child feels comfortable, that's when the real learning can actually begin.
Okay, so how is that comfort created? It's not by accident, I'll tell you that. It all starts with a very calm, very structured welcome. Let's actually walk through what happens the moment your child logs in. You'll see how every step is designed to tackle those worries we just talked about.
See? It's a very deliberate progression. It's not some chaotic free-for-all. Look at the flow here. It starts with a simple, guided welcome. Then come clear instructions. And then, and this part is so important, your child is actually encouraged to just watch for a bit, to just observe. They only jump in when they feel ready. It's a staircase, not a cliff they're pushed off of. And this right here, this is the core principle of the whole thing. The goal is to invite them to join in, not to demand it. The activities are interactive for sure, but your child is always in the driver's seat of when and how they want to participate. There is absolutely zero pressure to perform on command.
Okay, so we've covered the what. Now let's dig into the why. Why is it structured this way? Well, the entire first session is built around one central, powerful idea, creating a sense of familiarity, not a pressure to perform. You know, this is a trap so many of us fall into as parents. We carry this fear, on the left side there, that our child has to perform, get all the answers right, impress everyone. But the reality? It's so much gentler. The real goal is just for them to get familiar with this whole new setup. That's it. I'm going to pause here for a second, because this is so important to let sink in. The focus is not performance. It's not a test. It's not an audition where your kid has to prove themselves. Think of it more like an orientation, a friendly walkthrough.
So if you take just one single thing away from this, let it be this. The goal isn't performance. It is familiarity.
But what does familiarity even mean in this context? It's not some vague idea. It actually breaks down into three very real layers. First, just getting used to the format, where the buttons are, what the screen looks like. Second, getting a feel for the rhythm of the class, how questions are asked. And third, understanding how to participate, like how to raise a virtual hand or share an idea.
Sometimes the best way to understand what something is to get really clear on what it is not. And trust me, there's a ton of reassurance in what is purposefully left out of this first experience.
Now think back to those initial worries we talked about. This right here, this is the answer to them. Your child will not be asked for perfection. They will not be rushed. And maybe the most important one, they will not be compared to any of the other kids. It is a safe space, plain and simple, designed to let them just be a beginner.
So what happens when you put all of that together? The calm structure, the focus on just getting familiar, all the stressful stuff that's left out, what do you get? Well, you get a really powerful, positive starting point for both you and your child. And this is the transformation we're looking for, right? A child who might have started the session feeling a little nervous or unsure finishes feeling comfortable. They understand the rules of the game now. And that comfort, that's what builds real confidence for whatever comes next.
When you boil it all down, this whole process delivers one crucial thing: clarity. And clarity is what gets rid of doubt and hesitation. When both you and your child know exactly what to expect, you can move forward together without any of that anxiety, ready for the real learning journey to start.
So when it's time to log in for that first session, just remember this. It is not a test, not of your child and not of you. It's simply an invitation to get familiar, get comfortable, and to start a brand new adventure with confidence.